Flaunt, Flair, and Friendship. How two young founders turned a spark into a startup. Welcome to the Spark series, where we celebrate young minds who are redefining creativity, business, and purpose in the new India. Today, we have not one but two dynamic young change makers, Sia and Mehek, the brilliant co founders of Flaunt and Flair, a brand that curates and assembles customized cosmetic bags designed for modern lifestyle. In a world where self care meets style, they are building something thoughtful, beautiful, and personal. And they have done it while still in school. Let's dive into their story, one that blends friendship, innovation, and a shared dream. Welcome, Sia and Mehek, on Creative Bharat.
Thank you for having us.
Tell us how the idea of Flaunt and Flair was born. Was it a casual conversation that turned serious or a shared creative dream?
It was very much a casual conversation.
Yeah.
It was just 2 or 3 months and 2 months into the school year. So we were just classmates before we were told to start a business. And we realized pretty quickly that girls everywhere would just go ahead and ask each other for a lippy. And somehow they always had a little lip gloss tube in their bag which they could just share. And it's such a cute moment of girl, what I felt. And when I just spoke to Mehak about this, very casually, I might add, she said, hey, why not do the EP business on this? Why not do it together? So a very casual conversation, but yeah, I think Flaunted Flair rose from there.
Yeah, it was like we wanted to be a part of the community and also implement our business in a way that would, help it or affect it in a positive way.
Why did you choose assembled cosmetic bags and what makes them different from typical beauty or accessory products in the market?
So the thought behind going for assembled goodie bags or cosmetic bags was something that we were pretty sure from day one. It was because when you get the liberty of picking and choosing your product, you get this sort of sense of uniqueness or, sense of personalization. So we have customers buying all lip products in deep purples and some in light pinks, and it just creates a little special thing which is very personalized. So that was our thought behind goodie bags. And also, you can buy our products individually too, but in goodie bags, we sell them at a discounted rate. And I mean, the market we're aiming for, say the Gen Z, the teenager market, they always look for something which is fast, I would say, and also affordable. So it really helps in that point of view.
And we wanted to cater to a more aesthetic driven market that is being followed a lot these days and in this generation.
And how do you divide roles and responsibilities amongst yourself?
In terms of division of roles, there is no formal differentiation. Both of us have an equal say in the decisions that we make and any new ideas that we come up with. Both of us have a conversation and we make sure that we both have a middle ground that we follow. If I had to distinctualize between the roles, I would say that Sia is more of the idea generator, whereas I'm more of the organizer who makes the strategic plans.
That's a very nice partnership with really well defined roles and responsibilities. But sometimes partnerships are powerful, but they are also tricky. How do you handle differences, opinions, or even creative directions?
I fully agree with that. Partnerships are tricky. Fortunately, both of us have very similar wavelengths that we think upon. We have pretty similar personalities, which help us have the same kind of line of thought. If we do have any kind of extreme difference, we make sure that we have a middle ground and we only follow that.
I'll give you an example of this. We were diversifying our product portfolio and we realized that something that was trending, which we don't offer, is perfumes. So Mehak was really excited about this new product, but I was somewhat skeptical because I said that, listen, it's on the higher end of our price range. We don't know if it will, sell out really fast and everything. So we thought about it. We took a day or two, and then we realized and we came to a conclusion by saying that, okay, let's offer perfumes as seasonal products. And we can offer them in our goodie bag. So what this basically does is it reduces the price, and with the seasonal edge to it, it's going to be like, oh, it's limited edition. So we got that sort of a bit of that route to selling our perfume. So that's what we do. Sometimes we have to think over it, but I think we reach a conclusion. There is always a conclusion. Yeah.
Wonderful. If you had to describe each other as entrepreneurs in just one word, what would that word be and why?
I would describe Sia as resourceful. And a story that supports this that I would like to share is that we had a big event coming up when we had a stall set up. And the organizers, it was a BIMA event, they had told us that we need a very decorative, aesthetically pleasing stall. And I remember going to Sia's place and she had everything. Name it and she had it, whether it be beautiful trays for us to put our products on, or she even had this really pretty light up lamp that we like put on our extension cord. And I feel like that clearly sums up how exhausted she is.
Mehak. I would call Mehak strategic. Just for the fact that she's so organized, she really knows what she's doing in and out, right? Another example I can think of is when we offered Scrunch, we were offering Scrunch, deciding the price ranges. We realized that it's going to be very less. It's going to be a handful of customers actually who will buy 2 scrunchies. It's only going to be like one for myself and that's it, right? And so Mehak came up with this brilliant strategy where she said that, okay, if you buy 1 scrunchie, it will be for 35 rupees, but if you buy 2, we'll give it to you for 60 rupees. And lo and behold, all the scrunchies you've sold, like 90% of them have gone in pairs. So I think that just shows how brilliant her strategies are, and she just nails them every time.
That's very well articulated. It's always good that you should be resourceful. At the same time, you should be very strategic also when you're running business. Now tell me, do your individual personalities complement each other in running Flaunt and Flair? And give me some examples around it.
Our individual personalities do complement each other because we both share similar thoughts. And actually, when we say that Flaunt and Flair works 24/7, I mean it. And an example that I would like to share about that is Sia is the earliest riser that I've ever seen. She would wake up really early and she would message me about some new thing that we might be supporting. Whereas it's not even procrastination, but I am the most productive person in the night and I would get all my work done like really late at night. So when I would be going to sleep is when I would be messaging her about something and she would reply me like
at 5:30 when I'm
4 a.m. and I would just be sleeping at that time. And I feel like that really helped us in terms of having a very balanced set of personalities.
Yeah, one thing I would add to that is, I think I spoke about this before too. We were business partners before we became very close friends because as soon as the school year started, we fell into Flaunt and Flair. Right? So at the beginning, she used to text me good day and I used to text her good morning. So we had to work that around a bit. But I think right now it's one of our greatest strengths because we are like, we work simultaneously, when one's sleeping, the other's working. So,
So now that you're driving your business 24/7, how do you promote your business? What marketing roadmaps do you follow?
We mostly promote our business through our Instagram page. I think Instagram is one of the most available resource out there to use it, and it's free. Let me just put that out there. Also, as I mentioned, our target segment is the teenage group, and everybody our age has Instagram. So it's something very quick, something we enjoy doing. Also, we love making real thing in the photo shoots and everything else. And the other thing which really helps us is because we are in school and our friends talk and friends have friends in the networks. Word of mouth has actually been a huge help to us. We were not expecting that at all. We were solely relying on social media to do all the work, but the more I spoke to people, the more I realized that, oh, people talk about, especially because we're students, we talk about each other's businesses to friends. And that's how I think many people's business grow, and so has us.
Wow, that's nice. Let's look at your Instagram page.
So our Instagram is handled by one of our close friends, Avni Kulkarni, and she has a very nice flair for photo shooting, for aesthetics, and for song selections. She's just incredible at it, and she volunteered to help us out, which was really sweet of her. And in exchange, she gets our products at 50% discount. And she gets to see them before they're launched.
Yeah. And as you can see, we've made sure that all of our reels are very centric towards a certain audience. We've used really trendy music that is really aesthetically pleasing. And yeah.
Where do you see Flaunt and Flair in the next 3 to 5 years, and who do you see yourself collaborating with?
So, in the next 3 to 5 years, I see Flaunt and Flair still growing, even though me and Mehak are probably going to go separate ways after the 12th grade. But I think that's going to be one of our strengths, because we're going to have a diverse and a larger crowd to expand to. And one thing that we would really want to include and kind of change about Flaunt and Flair is that right now we're really focused on westernized accessories, Western cosmetics, and we want to include a more ethnic base to it too. Something on Indian jewelry, kajans, julkas, which are as beautiful as anything else, right? So, thinking on that perspective and manifesting it, we would love to collaborate and strive to be like Chumbak. Chumbak has a store all across India, and they have the most beautiful products. They have so many, and they are so focused on what they want to achieve with the designing, with the marketing of their products. It's just so fascinating to us. Yeah.
So, Sia, tell us about your family and what was their reaction when you told them that you're starting a business, something like this?
They were not expecting this conversation at all. Let me just put that forward. So when I actually sat down and told them that, okay, we're planning something of this, they were nothing but supportive. Surprised at first, but they were like, sure, go ahead. It's going to be amazing for you. And I had nothing but support from their side. I had nothing but, you can ask us questions if you need. Do you know how to do the financial plan? And they were our biggest money lenders too when we started. So nothing but happiness and support from their side.
And Mehak, what about your parents?
Even my parents, just as Sia said, they were very supportive. Their reaction was pretty positive. They were just really surprised that I was going for something that's so out of my comfort zone. But it just made them happy that I was trying to achieve something so new, and they made sure to help me along the way always.
That's really nice. Now, tell me, how do you balance school, friendship, and entrepreneurship?
So personally, I feel like having a concise schedule really helps balance all of these variables in the most efficient way. So, yeah.
Yeah, I would like to say prioritization all the way, because it's not just even about school, Flaunt and Flair and friends. You have a ton of the other projects, other things to do, and you just have to realize what is more important right now, right? So if I have a paper due tomorrow, we cannot sit and make an Instagram post. It is not important. So when you do this, some things are very last minute, but we have come to the acceptance that there are several commitments that we have made. And sometimes that might lead us to work really hard on this, really crunch time. But that's the best and the most realistic way to do things, according to me.
And now that the success and visibility is growing for both of you, how do you stay grounded?
Not to act humble, of course, but I feel like we haven't really reached peak success. But in terms of any kind of attention that we might be gaining, both of us, we make sure that we keep each other in line. We make sure that we have a very grounded sense of self. And even our friends, they make sure that, we make sure that we're grounded and we don't let it get our heads. So yeah.
Wonderful. If there was one social cause, what would your brand message be in support of that?
So actually, even before we started our endeavor, we had made sure to be clear about the fact that we would be donating 10% of our profits to any NGO that does education for children, or even a orphanage or an old age home. But that's one social cause that we would love and we want to, we will make sure that we are a part of. And yeah, we had decided that very early on.
Yeah, before the products were decided, we were sure on the fact that we would be donating at least 10% of our profits.
That's really nice. So, starting an entrepreneurship, conceptualizing the whole idea, the creativity that goes in, and also to the fact that you even thought of supporting from the funds that you would earn. That means giving back to the society. What has this journey taught you so far?
I feel like this business has really helped us emerge as more confident individuals. It has also taught us a lot about leadership qualities. Because it's a partnership, of course, there's not like one supervisor, one leader who's taking all of the decisions. It's two people who have to work together to make a decision or, put across an idea. And I feel like it's really taught us about leadership and working together as a team.
Yeah, and even like taking responsibility, because you don't have a deadline that you have to submit to. It's just, it's you are the boss here. And I think that's the most difficult kind of job, because you have to make sure that you do your work. And if someone can't do it, it's okay. We just took up responsibilities from each other, and that's really shaped us, I feel. And this is something that I would say you cannot learn in textbooks, no matter how cliche it sounds. This practical experience has been so enlightening for both of us, because we started off with, okay, we'll figure things as they come. But right now, I think we're pretty comfortable in every process of ordering, accounts keeping, financial planning, or whatever. We've become very comfortable and we know what to do. So you can learn the formulas, but in real life, it's just a completely different experience. And it's something that everyone should try at least, yeah.
Yeah.
So then finally coming to the final question, what advice would you give to other young friends who want to start their own entrepreneur journey?
I would just say, do it, take the leap. You can start with something small. It doesn't have to be something very extravagant, luxurious, glamorous. So do it. You can start with as little a thing as you want. And I'm going to tell you this from the bottom of my heart. It's going to be amazing. The satisfaction that you feel after you've made even the first, sale, it's going to be just amazing. You're going to feel so accomplished, and you're going to feel confident, because we both have emerged as such confident people out of this business. And more than confident, we have also emerged as very secure people. So when we have to talk to new people, to make decisions, we're just quicker and faster now. And apart from just business skills or marketing skills, you learn so many things on the way. So do it. It's the greatest experience of your life.
And as a final thought, I would say that do what you're passionate about and make the best out of it. Yeah.
Sia and Mehak, your story truly reflects what modern entrepreneurship looks like: a balance of intelligence, emotion, and compassion. You have shown that friendship can fuel business and that creativity can come alive even before adulthood. Flaunt and Flair isn't just a brand, it is a reminder that young Indian are bold, beautiful, and are ready to lead with both heart and mind. Thank you so much for joining us, and to all the dreamers listening, may your ideas always have a little flaunt and a little of flair. Thank you for being part of Creative Bharat.
So much for having me.